Take a look at the Education Center homepage. The link you used to access this video is in the upper right. Next, take a closer look at the links in the main navigation menu. The most important part of the Education Center is called My Classroom. Found on the left side of the Education Center, My Classroom is exactly what the name implies. It's the central point of your educational experience. Clicking on My Classroom will take you right to your learning plan dashboard. Your lessons are contained within a series of sequentially numbered learning plans. Access them by using the drop-down box titled Select Learning Plan near the top center of the screen. You should progress through the numbered learning plans in order, completing each one before moving on to the next. This is because the information in Learning Plan 1 is foundational to what you'll learn in Learning Plan 2, and so on. You may be tempted to rush through the curriculum, devouring each lesson and then moving on to the next. While this type of enthusiasm is worthy of praise, such a rushed method rarely results in good concept retention or business success. Focus instead on understanding the information, then putting it to immediate use. The action items included at the end of each lesson will help you do this. At the beginning of some learning plans, the Education Center requires you to complete a timed assessment before giving you access to the material. Don't stress over these assessments. Just answer each question the best that you can, recognizing that "I don't know" is a perfectly valid answer. The goal is simply to discover what your current knowledge level is so that it can be improved in each key area. Learning plans that begin with assessments will end with tests. This is your opportunity to demonstrate that you've mastered the curriculum. This system helps ensure that you understand each key concept before moving to the next learning plan. For example, imagine that you've been assigned the Assignment of Contract learning plan and are ready to begin. You click Assignment of Contract in the drop-down Learning Plan menu. Then scroll down until you see the course links icons. These are the individual steps in your learning plan. In this case, the steps are Real Estate Fundamentals, Building a Buyer's List, Finding the Deals, and so forth. Below the icons, you see the individual lesson components. In this example, the first item is an assessment, which has already been completed. You can easily see that by looking at the icon in the status column. Notice that it's green and says Completed. If a plan starts with an assessment, it must be completed before you can access the lessons in that plan. Another way to check lesson status is to look at the completion percentage in the far right column, which indicates 100%. Notice that the same types of indicators are in place for the entire step, as well as for every lesson component. 3 different types of status are possible: not started, incomplete, or completed. This makes it easy to browse through the items and determine where you left off. The lessons are listed in bold. Beneath each lesson, you'll find a link to the components that make up that lesson. Typically, this will include an interactive lesson, which will open up in its own window, a guide, which you're encouraged to print as reference material since the guides often go into greater detail than the interactive lesson, and a workbook, which contains business activities designed to solidify the knowledge you're gaining in the lessons by putting that knowledge to immediate and practical use. Next to My Goals on the Learning Plan dashboard is an overview of your progress. This is similar to the progress bars you saw earlier for the individual lessons. It shows your total progress to date for each learning plan. The remainder of the Learning Plan dashboard page is dedicated to your learning plan. Typically, you'll start with the first lesson. The lessons are listed in order to help facilitate your learning. To watch a lesson, click on the link that says Interactive Lesson beneath the lesson name and it will open in a new window. If the lesson won't open, make sure you've already completed any assessments that precede it. The learning plan will remain locked until you've finished the assessment.